You know, and I'll let you respond to that. But before you do, I have to say something that I also find crazy is this rhetoric that because you're not married yet, you shouldn't take. You shouldn't take anything in the relationship.
But y'all don't want to get married.
We're just literally having a conversation on Twitter like last week talking about
women initiate the divorce.
Single until you're married. Please don't play these games.
It's a game.
Don't play these games. What are you talking about?
It's a game.
This idea that you shouldn't be respectful. Oh, what triggered it was a woman posted a picture of her hand with an engagement ring on it, and she was like, and the caption was, she said, "My DMs are officially closed." So people were like, hold on, so yesterday your DMs were still open. This nigga proposed, bro. And then the woman saying, "Oh, you're single until you're married."
That's ridiculous.
And I'm just like, that's fucking nasty.
That's
ridiculous. And this is where a lot of women like to be intellectually dishonest because you know that's a big fucking lie. Yeah. Don't do that. So for me, it's such a terrible, and it shows a lack of integrity.
Yeah.
If you think that you shouldn't start behaving with respect and integrity until somebody puts a ring on your finger, what does that say about you? So somebody has to buy your morals. Yeah, it also means that you know the right thing to do and you are purposely refusing to do that. And I'll ask this question once again. Why would I marry you if you have not shown me any marriageable qualities prior to? Are you insane?
It's insanity, bro.
Are you mad?
But see, enough men go for that shit, so they're comfortable saying that crazy ass shit. And I know we got the young lady, she's like, fuck y'all niggas, y'all lying. But no, I'm just like, yo, it's like that, it's so lunacy type shit, ludicrous.
Some loony shit.
Yeah, yes. Looney Tunes type shit, because dudes accept it. And then she gets in front of a man with a standard or whatever, even if she likes him, and she's trying to do the goofy shit, and she don't know why he's not going for it, but she still likes that standard because that's masculinity. But too many dudes are beta male cucks or gamma male cucks that will do anything to get some pussy, bro. It's like, I'm tired of this shit, bro.
The worst thing you can do as a man is not speak your mind.
Exactly.
Speak your mind. Don't be afraid. Listen, you should not be afraid.
It's the worst thing you can do.
If you listen to this podcast, you shouldn't be afraid of a woman calling you insecure. Those are just words.
They just gonna do it. They gonna do it anyway. Even if
what are you supposed to do? Listen,
even they sucking your dick.
Tell her every little detail. Hey, I don't like what you did. I don't like what you wore. I don't like what you said. Every little detail, I'm telling you, it matters, because you may think, oh man, if I have to tell her this, she might feel some type of way.
She might not give me pussy. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck her. No, don't fuck her feelings, but fuck that. Your feelings matter too. So like, once you be able to once you're able to put that on the table and she's able to receive it well, and like, okay, I see where you're coming from, babe. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how we gonna approach this. That's what's gonna make your relationship work. But the moment you start saying, oh, I don't want her to get mad at me. I don't want her to...
What if she thinks I'm insecure? My nigga, if
she
you
sees it already,
you better say something. Listen, women respect. Women respect men
20 times, man.
Women respect men that stand up for themselves.
Exactly.
Straight up. Even if the relationship ends, that respect is still there. Because once you lose a woman's respect, man, oh my God, it's so fucking.
It's up in the air.
You go through the mud before you get that shit.
See, even some women find it sexy.
So find what's sexy.
Like if you're able to tell them, like,
yes.
I love when you take charge, babe. I love when
mid sentence just
to the choking shit.
Mid sentence you just jump on your penis. You know what I'm saying? Where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely want to, definitely.
You're not losing anything, man.
I'll say this. If she's had that dress in her closet before and you've seen it,
it's gonna come on, bro.
And she throws it on. And then you're now saying, I have a problem with you wearing that now because we're in a relationship.
Fool.
You're the problem.
Yep.
However, if she never had that shit in her closet before, and you guys now enter a relationship, and along that she now buys it, mind you, she's not saying, oh, it's not like you're going to dinner and she wants to wear it. Maybe it's like girls' night out or something, or the Usher concert. That is a big red flag.
Yep.
When women get in the relation and they're not doing this for you specifically, they start buying some kind of like different clothes, especially like it's like some start buying some the style change up, the nails that they've never done before, and all that shit. All of a sudden they're now doing, maybe it's a long time thing too, and they're now like switching it up on you. That is definitely
if there's anything women love, there's anything a woman loves, it's attention.
Oh yeah,
she craves attention. It's like those drugs that they're selling that's going on right now, right? That's how it is.
It's worse than the cocaine. Yes.
They can't go a day
Worse
without
than the crack
attention, man.
pandemic. Listen,
Oh my
He's
god.
right.
Women love. They love.
It's just the way
They
she.
love that attention.
And they don't even care where it comes from. It's negative,
You
positive
niggas,
attention.
you
Hey,
black man.
as long as the attention is coming to me, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's what that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Hakuna Matata.
somebody
Scratch
likes
you with
someone
these,
likes my
nigga.
photo. He's commenting this.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
how that Steph Curry and Aisha Curry thing went that time when she was like,
Oh
talking
yeah.
about-
It was like women were all agreeing with like,
Right.
yeah, we get it, and men were just like, why
Right.
would you?
You're married woman. Why
don't matter.
is that a thought in your head that you want some guy or like you want attention from different guys outside of your husband? What? That make no
We can
sense.
see meditating right
Yeah,
there.
you gotta understand
Pondering on
women, bro.
Nah, she got a lot cooking up, man. She
We
got a lot
living in
cooking up over there.
2023, bro. They are liberated,
Sissy,
bro.
go-
They can
go ahead
literally do
and-
what
go
they
ahead
want.
and-
She's from on leash right now, man.
And
She's
she's gonna prove it.
Watch out.
Cook these niggas for disagreeing with you.
Nah, Cook, you fuck you talking about? Nah, that's y'all nigga shit.
Kukuruk that team, man. Kukuruk that
I'm putting that
team.
on the Nigerian brother. Go
that
ahead.
team.
Oh, shit.
Go, CC.
She about to cook.
I know.
Black
I know.
man.
We just said a lot.
The stage
Black
is yours.
man. Oh.
I know we just said a lot, but the floor is yours.
You know, I just let y'all just, be in y'all feelings.
Whoa.
She called it a feeling.
Like,
Emily, which number is her mic?
man,
Mute her mic. Nah,
I was just like,
you know we had to cook. Y'all
man,
cook
we
us
gotta put
every
some-
day.
We gotta put some
Shit,
sauce on it, man. You know
So
what I'm
I'm guessing you disagree with most of what
everything.
it
She
is.
disagree with everything.
I don't disagree. I just think I have a different perspective.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess I always will just forever have a different perspective.
Okay.
Communication to me is a big thing. And I think that the point that is missing in all of this, again, is communication. And I guess it's just my experience in being the person that has done all of the things, right? So if we'll go back to the point where it's like you want to get wifed up, but you don't want to behave as if you want to get wifed up. Okay. You're single until you're married, which, by the way, if you all do your homework, that is the most traditional way of courtship.
Oh.
Until you are married, you are not married.
Traditional where?
Like in traditional courtship of men and women, usually men are courting.
Yeah, that's true.
Men are courting until women are married.
But the women are not
No,
having
but
sex.
if
with
The
men.
women, okay, now wait,
Yeah.
now hold on, because again, communication, communication.
Hold on. If you are in a relationship,
hold
you are
on,
single.
Hold on, because no one ever said right that okay, I like you, you like me. I want to see where this goes. Can we as adults agree to remain abstinent from other people until we see where that's at? Does anybody say that while they're out here courting girls?
Yes.
Okay, and when the girl says, "Nah, I ain't for that," what do?
Actually, let me just
Some-
say, let me just
some-
let me, no,
some
hold
dudes
on.
SB.
Hold on. Let me add something
I
to
just
that.
wanna know.
It shouldn't be the man that should be proposing that. It should be the woman telling the man that that's what she wants.
Why you're courting me?
Because typically, first and foremost, it takes women longer to get to that conclusion, to fall in love with men, firstly, right? And to want that commitment out of relationship.
But if you're the person, it doesn't matter. If
No,
you are the
I'm-
person,
yes.
If you are the person that, if you are the person,
Oh, not me, but y'all. No.
if the other person is the person that does not, whoever doesn't want the other to have sex, why is that not communicated? Regardless of if it is a man and or a woman, because that is going to be our
that's been communicated.
It's
to
all the
that is-
woman's fault.
That is going to be our baseline for establishing trust.
For
if
sure.
we sit down, if we both sit down and we're like, hey, whether I'll play your fancy. I'll say like, hey, I want to see if this is something that is going to grow. Woo. Can we just agree to be exclusive? And in this context, exclusivity is we only have sex with one another. We do not have sex with other people. And correct me if I'm wrong, in both instances, both men and women can say yay or nay.
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
based on that alone, if you're already at a disagreement on that, you need to walk.
Yep.
I agree.
You need to walk.
I agree.
Yep.
So the whole you're not presenting marriage qualities while we are dating to me is void if we never started the conversation with exclusivity, saying that we are not. You can date other people can take you on a date. Well, because that is courtship. That is in traditional form. That is courtship.
Yes.
but we are not having sex with other people. If anything changes, we need to come back to this table and we need to have a communication. What typically happens is men are too egotistical and women are now too liberated, where a man is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to tell her that, but I'm definitely going to be fucking with other people, which, again, that does happen because I've been in that case.
Yes, it does.
We're talking about two different things.
How sway?
I am talking about when you're in a relationship, as in this, you're her boyfriend, she is your girlfriend.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when you're getting to know each other and you're just talking about.
phase.
No. I'm not talking about that.
But you're always still getting to know each other. That's the part
But there are different objectives. At first, you're getting to know each other to know if you're even suitable to be in a relationship.
Okay, so you did that, and now you're in a relationship.
Now you're in the relationship.
Okay.
So
now what?
So how you single?
Stop
if you're in a relationship.
And that's what I'm saying. You're talking about the courtship. You're talking about, okay, maybe you just started dating. You're trying to, like, this is like the initial stage. I'm talking about you're officially in a relationship.
Right. It's established.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the pre shit. I'm talking about now you've moved past that. You're in a relationship.
And a conversation still needs to be
Why am I having a conversation about you being single when we're in a relationship?
As a person who has sat as a person who was trying to be somebody's wife in a very committed relationship, trying not to pressure the man, trying to be
his girlfriend.
Yes, I was. Pierre, what the fuck you talking about? I was in a relationship for 6 years.
Okay.
For 6 years. So for 6 years, we're splitting finances. For 6 years, when you're down and you're at 20%, I'm filling in your 80.
Okay.
For 6 years, when you did not have a job, I'm sitting there and I'm like, babe, don't worry about it. You got it. For 6 years, I'm trying to build you up. So then at what point, and then what happened? Am I married?
So you were single the whole time for 6 years?
No. So what I'm saying,
she was in a relationship with him, and she was doing wifely type things.
So the argument in the you are single until you're married, traditionally, so if somebody was a true traditionalist, someone would have said, I wasted 6 years. Let's say 3. I wasted 3 years of my life because I'm trying to be a wife to someone that at no point potentially had any instance to wife me up in the first place.
Did he show you any kind of sign that he was going to wife you up? Yes, I had an
engagement ring. Had a whole engagement ring. I pulled off the engagement. He bought the engagement ring. And I'm like, okay, so I know you bought the engagement ring. So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So the single,
and there was no answer there.
There was no answer. Again, I learned as a female, it's like communication is key. And when the communication is not aligning, if your actions are not aligning with what was being communicated, your responsibility is to dip. So single until you're married is we're in this relationship, and maybe like, let's say at 1 year, either I'm gonna ask or my boyfriend's gonna ask, what is your anticipation in this relationship? Are we just holding each other down because we really vibe with each other? Do you believe in marriage? How long do you think that it is acceptable before somebody engages you or marries you? How long do you think that I, as a woman, should be playing the role of a wife until you actually make me a wife? Because you got people out here in 5-year relationships, 10-year relationships, 15-year relationships, 20-year relationships, doing exactly what y'all are saying we don't do, only to then end up not married.
See,
you don't even end up married. And the single part is not putting all your eggs. It's when men say, oh, y'all still out there entertaining guys. Because the girl has not left yet, which I now, at my point, in my experience, I believe you should leave. I just believe that you should leave if it does not look like it is going where it is supposed to go.
Should absolutely dip,
the quote-unquote single until you are married is not, it's not necessarily cheating, but not really closing off your options. If you're putting all your eggs in one basket and 20 years down the line, I've done all of my wifely duties and this man has decided that he's not wanting to wife me, but it's usually because it's a lack of consistent communication. Because what y'all are saying is like, once we get in a relationship, everything is expected. You should know everything and we are automatically on this trip. But has that actually ever been discussed? Has it actually been discussed at the 6-month marker, at the 1-year marker, at the 1.5-year marker, at the 2-year marker? Has it ever been discussed what we are actually doing here?
Absolutely.
And if it has,
and you are
still, and if it has, and you are, and it's not aligning, If let's say argument's sake, everybody is communicating like big kids the way that they supposed to be, and y'all cool with being in a companionship for 5 years, then that's cool. That's awesome. That's no problem. This whole like women need to be expecting, women need to have morals. I really feel like what women are doing at this point is women are also looking out for their best interests, because we have been taught to put so much trust into men, and it has backfired for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. So what y'all are, in my opinion, in any of these male kind of what y'all just did sort of podcast, is the conversations lend themselves, and this is when I'm going to go back to Umar Johnson, because I do agree with this point, and not, I am.
Go ahead, I'm fucking with you.
And not taking accountability for why women has had to shift in the way that they've had to shift. Because I agree with you. The reason why I won't play none of that shit with my boyfriends, because my boyfriend made it clear from jump. Bitch, who the fuck is that? What the fuck? This nigga got all, he not even a nigga because this man got all mad at me because I didn't know anything about pinning people.
Oh, up to the top of your message
my
thing?
phone got updated and it just was there, and I didn't know what it was. But one of the people who was pinned was a dude who I used to fuck with. Now, I was not talking to him. I didn't have any conversation with him. But my boyfriend saw that, and from jump, he was like, let me tell you something, and let me make myself very clear. Let me make myself very clear that I don't ever want a reason to think that you are not 100% mad. And if you ever give me a reason to think that you are not 100% mad, I will leave you. And very early in the relationship, I had to make a decision on if I felt like this relationship was going to be worth it.
And you chose.
And I chose. Females do still have the option to choose.
Yes.
So it doesn't always have to be with like your success rate or how much money you have, but what are you doing differently in my life to make me choose something that is different than what I have already been accustomed to? And quite frankly, sometimes niggas don't be cutting it. So you throwing money at me, but I already got money. You trying to serenade me, but I already know how to be serenaded. So sometimes the match itself is not there. And instead of just being like, we're not compatible, bitches want to shit on niggas and niggas want to shit on bitches. You're just not compatible. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Now, could any other nigga who I was fucking with do that to me? Absolutely not. Because what y'all are saying that is absolutely true is, as a female, I see past all your bullshit. I'm getting into this already knowing what to anticipate. So if I'm stepping up to one of the niggas that I used to fuck with and I'm like, look, I'm trying to be your girl. I'm going to be here for you. I have been here for you. I would really like this to be exclusive. Like, can we kind of see what this is? I know we was both fucking with other people. I know you was seeing other people. I was seeing other people. Can we kind of, like, you know, come together and just like kind of rock with each other and let's see what this gonna look like? Nigga.
Yeah, see,
and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. You want to say, that's cool. But you know what they don't do? And it's a lack of discipline. And once I realize you have a lack of discipline, I have no respect for you because you don't have respect for yourself because you lack accountability. You lack discipline. Yeah. You lack it. And if you lack it, I'm toying with you and I'm sitting on your dick because that's all you going to do anyway. Because you know what happened? After we had that conversation and we realized that we were not going forward with anything serious, you know what they did?
What?
Hey, big head me in the morning. Hey, boo, I miss you. Hey, Cece, where you at? Knocking on my door.
Emotional.
Oh, so you're emotional.
Manipulation.
You're trying to manipulate me. So, okay, cool. I'm going to run the same game that you running on me since you think I'm a fucking goofy. In all reality, niggas be out here. Yes, niggas be out here fucking goofy tripping the shit the fuck up. And you want to be mad at me. For what? For what? You're the one that lacked the discipline. Because once we decided that we were not going to be together, your ass should have dipped and you shouldn't even have hit my line up.
It goes.
And if I call you, you should not be picking up the phone. So once I see that you don't have a sense of discipline, once I see that you don't have a sense of respect for yourself, once you they just coming, they just running the block. They just coming back to you running the block. That's not a tail on me, nigga. That's a tail on you. I don't want to hear it.
Amen.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
But so, let me say this to you. Yeah. Sorry, round up on that. Let me say this to your point.
I didn't really hear anything wrong.
I know you got to leave some.
I just need my phone. I just need to make sure what time it is. So that's all. That's all. Because again, my boyfriend made that very clear. And we started dating in February. We had that conversation in March.
As it should be. That's how it should be.
And he has ever since, anytime that we get to a space where it's like, nah, we need to recommunicate something, I even had to swallow a really hard pill. And that's exactly what we're talking about in this podcast right now. I had to swallow the hard pill that my boyfriend was like, anytime I'm bringing something or, a scenario that I'm really feeling some kind of way about, you do that same female gambit about saying that we're insecure instead of just hearing me out and hearing that that's something that I'm really bothered by. And I had to sit there and really swallow that. And I had to be like, you know what? Let me entertain the fact that may quite possibly be true. And if it is, I apologize, and I will do my best.
Salute.
But
let's round of applause.
That's the thing, though. He set
brother,
the
you're not clapping. You're supposed to clap.
I mean,
first.
I'm clapping mentally. No, flavor shit. He set the precedent for her to respect him like that.
He set the precedent.
That's the thing.
He set the precedent. My boyfriend has been consistent for the almost 2 years that we have been dating. He has set the precedent. Even when our communication is not best, we still set the precedent that hard things need to be communicated. He set the precedent where it was like, okay, at first we were supposed to be engaged or married within the first year, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, bro, that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen. And what men fail to do is like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, and you never go back to the communication. You never go back to the drawing board, because for one, if I believe that you're insecure. 2, if I believe that you lack discipline. 3, if I believe that you lack respect amongst yourself. 4, it's even worse if I believe that you're a liar and I feel like you're trying to get over on me. Because what Umar has said is that men have to take accountability for the monsters that they've created, and they need to be patient. So my boyfriend had to come back and be like, babe, I know I had said this at the beginning of our relationship. It's really looking more like this. How do you feel about that? You know what? I'm cool with that. Thank you so much for following back up with me and really making me feel comfortable and confident in the fact that you not just playing with me and you just want me to stay here.
Okay, let me say this.
We love the communication.
Let me say
the
this.
communication.
And what you're saying is valid, right? It's valid. But when we're talking about, because I typically like to talk more from a place of like setting a healthy and a solid foundation for a relationship, right? Yeah. You talked about the past relationship where you were being strung along for like 3 to 6 years.
Yeah, I was also out here one of them liberated hoes.
So let's okay.
Loved it.
But at the same time, right? Let's talk about when you're dealing with somebody who has that integrity, right? You're dealing with somebody who is consistent. You're dealing with somebody that is honest.
You're dealing with a leader.
You're dealing with a leader. You're dealing with somebody that is resilient. Right? This is where I'm coming from when I have these conversations. Right? You're dealing with somebody who even because and this is okay too, right? Maybe initially, like you said, this was the plan. Along the line, it was like, okay, things have changed. Things have changed. They come back to you. They initiate. You don't have to go and say, hey, what happened? They initiate that conversation and say, okay, I know we discussed this, but here's what it's looking like. That's also integrity. Right? Because you know, like, okay, situation is changing, blah, blah, blah. You communicate that.
Yes.
That's how it should be. Now, when we talk about ladies or women who are saying, I'm not going to give you, you have to marry me for me to do wife things and stuff. That happens as a result of baggage. First of all.
Yes, I agree.
It comes from a place of fear.
I agree.
Fear of wasted time, fear of loss.
Yep.
I agree.
FOMO.
The men who are not being honest are also coming from a place of fear. Fear that they'll lose the woman if they don't acquiesce to what it is that she's asking for.
I agree.
Fear of having to own up that maybe they didn't meet a standard that they set for themselves.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that doesn't set a healthy foundation, an honest foundation for a relationship.
I agree.
If you're being honest, and that's what I'm talking about. So when I say this, I'm talking about from my solid man point of view, where I'm saying if I'm showing up in this way, right? Why would I deal with you? You're telling me, like, why would I look at you as somebody who's valuable to my life? You're telling me that you know XYZ, you know how you can help improve my life, the way that I improve yours. And you will sit here and say, until I put a ring on your finger, you're not going to do any of that. Well, at that point, I'm looking at you like, what kind of woman are you? And you have absolutely no place in my life. And that's what I'm saying. So when there's that honesty, when you both start off being the person that you expect the other person to be for you, then you don't have these issues. However, the women that are saying these things are very dishonest because it's like they start off with that. Like that is now your default setting. And I say this again. Umar Johnson said that we should take accountability for what our brothers have done to women.
Fuck that.
I don't understand that, and I will never agree with it. And here's why. Because when you have that good man, I am not responsible for his goodness. I don't have to take accountability for the fact that he's good to you. It is not my fault that he's good to you. It is not to my credit that he's good to you. So when you come across a slew of bad men, why do I have to now sit there and be like, you know what, that's our bad? Why is that an our thing? Why do I have to wear that shit? Why do I have to wear that shit on my shoulder? For what reason?
That is not at all how I interpret what he is saying. That's not how I interpret.
So how do I explain to me how do I take accountability for another man's actions?
How I interpret that is like you said, in both situations, these people are coming from a space of fear.
Yeah.
Right now, whoever hurt that man, why do I have to take accountability for what
you shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have
and so that's basically the end all be all of this conversation. When you go on a date and you sit down and you are having these conversations, as soon as somebody starts spewing this, that, and the other, okay, sweetheart, let me grab the check because we not compatible. This ain't gonna work. Same thing from a female perspective. If I'm sitting here and on first rip, you automatically telling me some bullshit.
No, Cece, here's my question to you. How do I take accountability for another man's actions, what he has done to you in the past?
Everybody is gonna have, and I feel like that to me then comes down to if you really love that person. That is all that's going to come down to, because there is no perfect human being out here in this world. There's always going to be people who have baggage. There's always going to be people who have insecurities. There's always going to be people who have some sort of trauma. And no matter how much work that they are going to do on it, there is going to be something in a relationship, especially in a healthy relationship, that may trigger some of that. Now, is that your responsibility to fix it or to help it or anything like that? No. But I really feel like understanding that, like, you know what, men have fucked you up and or women have fucked you up, but I still love you. Let me provide you with a sense of comfort. Let me provide you with a sense of like, I'm not those people. So yes, those people have done that to you. I move differently. And a lot of times that comes with consistency, that comes with time, but a person has to be worth that. Right? I'm not saying that I go into my relationship and I was not a person that was afraid. I was not a person that had not been traumatized. Like, my boyfriend likes to jump on me, and I'm like, look, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I don't like you jumping on me. Right. It really triggers me.
Right.
Like, I need you to understand that is extremely triggering for me. Is it his responsibility of the attacker? No. Is him a person who says that he loves me and now it's like, okay, this is something that we have to navigate each other? Yes.
I think
okay, I hear you, but I still don't think that has answered my question.
That's
because this is something. This is what that is acknowledgement and making a choice to move forward.
But how is that
is not accountability.
Right.
Accountability would be like I bear some responsibility. It is an acknowledgement and responsibility, but not in the fact that I choose to be responsible with how I deal with your emotions. More like I'm responsible for what the other nigga did to you. And that's why when people say accountability, do you understand what you're saying when you use those words?
You got to break it down.
Just like he said, that's the exact word. That it is acknowledgement. That's not the same thing. Okay. I cannot be held accountable for another man's actions and damage that has been done in your life.
Yep.
I agree.
You know, you just said something about baggage, and it's true. And there's a saying, and it was your mom that actually said this to me a long time ago. She was like, everybody has luggage, right? It's only baggage if you pick it up. And that's straight up. So how do you want to carry your shit?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna carry it for you.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That's fair.
Now I will treat you with respect, right? I will treat you with integrity. I will communicate. I will lead. But that is not because I'm trying to fix what another man did to you. That's because I'm trying to show you the kind of man that I am.
I agree. I don't think that it is a sense of fixing. So I do agree. Thank you for the breakdown of accountability. We have been using it in the wrong context, or I have been using it in the wrong context. That is fair. That is fair. It is not a manner of fixing. However, you having the luggage will still impact how you show up to the relationship.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's why it's acknowledgement and making the choice. Like, okay, I understand these are all the factors in play in this woman. These are all the things that make her the woman that she is.
Can I navigate that?
Exactly.
Can I help her through that?
Exactly.
Can I
make
show
that choice
up and help you realize
exactly.
that
Do I like you enough to?
Like
do I like? It boils down to, do I like you enough to stick through this?
Yes.
Do I like you enough? Am I willing to deal with the stress? And it's a yes or no question. You don't get to, as a man, you don't get to be indecisive and be like you said, there's no fucking
that
or.
don't exist.
There's no fucking or. It's yes or no.
Yeah.
And if you say yes, unfortunately, if you say yes and you come down along the line, you're like, this thing is more stressful than I thought it would be. Then you come back to the table and have that conversation and be like, I know this is what I said and I'm really sorry, but I can't do it. It's hurtful and it's disappointing, but you have to have that conversation.
You have to have that
do
conversation.
not string people along because you're too much of a fucking coward to open your mouth and talk.
And that's what the women are commenting on. Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's where the women are coming from.
That's where we need to be honest. That is what is forming these toxic conversations about I'm single until I'm married. What's the meaning of that? If you weren't hurt before, you wouldn't even be saying some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Know when you're carrying unhealthy shit into potentially healthy situations. We are all grown, man, woman, whatever you are. We're grown. And so you need to acknowledge that coming in. Yes, you still have the conversation at some point. But you have to know yourself first. Know how it is that you're showing up. Because that baggage that you say that you have, it comes out in subconscious ways too.
Yep.
But
and you don't know that.
And that's the thing. It's for some people it's subconscious. Some people don't know how it's showing up. I believe that people hop on like mental bandwagons and they don't even 100% understand why they're hopping on mental bandwagons. It's just because it's popular at the time. And I feel like one of the ones that's popular right now is like, I'm a high quality man and I'm a high quality woman, but now everybody has these high quality standards that can't nobody
fucking Kevin Samuels,
through,
bro. Jesus
like
Christ.
May he rest in soul. May he rest his peace.
Rest his soul.
Rest his soul in peace. And
the Red Bull gave him wings.
And it's like, just because you puff your chest out doesn't mean that you don't still have all of these things that need to be addressed. And addressing it by yourself versus addressing it in a relationship are two very different things.
Cece, guess what? That demographic of men that you're talking about, they're also being dishonest too. And they're coming from a place of ignorance. And you know why I say this? Absolutely. You're following Kevin Samuels' principles. We covered this in the past, I think last year on the podcast. Yeah. Kevin Samuels has like a whole list of things that make you high value. And I think among that, he said you have to make like at least 6 figures or some shit like that.
He didn't even qualify for it until you two.
Exactly. So there's like a whole money thing to it. There's some other things like he said something about networks and stuff. So if you're following what it is that he's saying, you don't get to remix the shit that he said. Yeah. If he came up with that, he coined the term and everybody started running with it. Understand what it means by Kevin Samuels' definition. Since you're his son and you're on his dick, you know what I'm saying. And that's why I say you have to figure that out for yourself. And that's why again we've covered what masculinity is, projecting strength. Now how you project that strength is up to you, and it differs across cultures, traditions, and societies and all that shit. But project strength at the end of the day. And for me, it is so crazy to even sit here and insinuate that what makes me a great man
is money.
Something that comes and goes. It makes no sense. This. Because you don't understand how vulnerable this shit is until that pandemic happened. And so people are still not recovered from that shit.
I have not recovered.
People's lives have been changed forever.
I am broke.
Forever. Both physically, health-wise. We're talking about money and all that shit. To sit here and tell me that something that is printed, that is printed in a building and distributed externally, something that at a point in history did not even exist, where people, they traded and they bartered whatever they felt like was valuable. That shit didn't even exist. And you would say that is what dictates my value as a woman. I'm not as a man. Sorry, I'm not saying that shit is not important. That it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't help. But to say that something that comes and goes that quickly.
If you leave with your wallet, she will leave with your wallet.
There we go. There we fucking go. There we fucking go. That's a bar. That's a fucking bar. That's a fucking bar. So if you're coming and you're having all these podcast episodes about high value men,
she trying to take my money,
and she got to do this, understand what you're really saying about yourself at that point, and don't try to like shoehorn yourself into the conversation, because we know statistically, even though everybody on Twitter makes 6 figures, apparently we know statistically that black men that make six figures by themselves are already like 2% of, I think only like 2% of the population, or 5%, something like that, makes like 200 grand a year in America overall. So you already know, most of us that are having these conversations, by Kevin Samuels' definition, we're not high value men. So when you're having this podcast episode and you're saying I'm high value, you know what the fuck it is that you're talking about.
And that's another thing too. Motherfuckers brag on this money, but getting pegged by your wife, bro. That shit is bullshit. Or whatever the fuck. Oh, he's a short dude and he can't fight it. He's a pussy or whatever. That's bullshit. Listen, the money don't matter. You could be trading bananas tomorrow. It don't fucking matter, bro. What's the character of the man?
It's your character at the end of the day, because that's what you really have at the
That's
end
what you got, and that's what she's gonna see. Because, bro, look at Donald Sterling's wife. She's fucking the NBA players, but he had money. He's more high value than them with the money shit. But she's fucking the ball players he managed, he owned. Mm-hmm. That don't mean shit, bro. I hate that money talk shit, bro. That's goofy.
It's very, very goofy.
You need money,
people use the money to overcompensate for a lack of
of course. But
they are overcompensating for a lack of other things.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say this. Right?
It's goofy.
If we focus on, firstly, what we're going to give in relationships, right? 1. And 2, we focus on making sure that this is a healthy relationship and that you're embodying that, the both of you.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Facts.
But however, when people are playing all these games, trying to be manipulative and all that, like that, and you're lying to a woman about commitment, man, I don't have time and the energy for that shit, man. I'll tell you straight up, like,
that's broke ass.
Yes, I'm
shit,
ready.
Bro.
No, I'm not. Whack. No, I'm not ready. I'm not
Exactly.
trying to do that. Why would I be wanting to waste your time? Again, if you come from a place of fear,
yep,
that is already a very unhealthy dynamic that you're cooking up.
Yep.
And so all this shit that I'm talking about does not apply to you. However, if you're one of those men, then all the other unhealthy shit that we've discussed about cheating and I'm single until you put a ring on it and all that stuff, then yes, then that applies to you. Yeah. However, the man that I am, I will not sit here and you tell me that something like I don't know, like cooking now is like I have to marry you.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand
something like
what that even
is.
Like, what is the difference between you behaving as if you are married and behaving as if you're in a relationship? I guess that's also where I'm.
That's another thing too.
Out of touch because I don't understand what the difference is.
It's because
it don't make any sense.
If you lack integrity, that's when you start trying to like you do like you start when you're playing games and you're coming from a negative place. Because again, why will a woman think about this? You were just proposed to, like you put a ring on your finger, and what you have in your heart to post on social media is to say your DMs are officially closed.
Again, attention.
Yeah. But again, I hope that nigga knows the person that he just put. I hope he knows the person behind that finger that he put that ring on.
What a simp, bro.
He probably does. She has probably. It's not the first time that. Because she has shown her ass with that caption.
Why would you?
Absolutely.
Bruh, niggas is marrying OnlyFans chicks.
This
bro.
is
like,
a happy time in your life, and this is
niggas?
what you have to say that your DMs are official. That's just some nasty shit.
It's like
state sanctioned marriage.
What is the thought process, right?
I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like a statement like that—that's very controversial.
Yeah.
It's because you're looking for attention.
Exactly.
You want the attention to be put on you, and people to comment about it and say,
like
"Oh man, she's single and she's doing this. She's talking about she married."
You're not.
Oh, for what?
You're not wife material. You're not. None of that. But there's somebody that will put a ring on those women's fingers. They'll get married for sure. They'll get married for sure. They'll get married for a shit show.
I told those guys. I said, ban social media for your wives. No social media.
You ain't bullshitting though. They gonna get mad, but you ain't bullshitting, bro.
Listen, let me say this: social media is one of the best things that can happen to you. Like that has happened to like dating dynamics.
She said,
people like to say, "Oh, I'm not my tweets." That's a big fucking lie. Just go. If you go on a woman's time or her feed or whatever, and you look at the shit that she's endorsing, the shit that like it will tell you everything. The shit that she quotes and her opinions on trending topics will tell you everything that you wouldn't find out going to dinner three weeks in a row.
Yep,
straight up.
The funny shit I saw is a woman tweeting, my future soulmate is not on social media. I just know. And I'm like,
then why are you on it?
But you're on it.
How the hell you on fire?
And you're active as fuck. Yeah,
motherfuckers living in the metaverse now, man. This shit crazy, bro.
It's nuts.
Women are hilarious, man. They're so funny.
And like I said, if you just
my boy,
listen,
let's
go. So funny, man.
If you focus,
I hope
you just look at him and you just laugh.
I just hope you pan to my facial expressions during this entire.
Oh man, yeah, for sure, man.
I hope some camera has caught every. I know I've been throwing.
I think we missed out on some
Hey, Tony, if they come to your DMs, man, tell them to come to mine.
I got you. We gonna take the heat, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna take the heat together, man.
They can't come to my DMs. Motherfuckers can't find me.
In conclusion, man, if you just do the right fucking thing, all these questions, all these conversations don't have to come up. You were saying, what's the difference between a wife and a girlfriend? There is no fucking difference, to be honest with you. Like, outside of business and taxes and all that shit, like, as far as character is concerned, it's the same shit.
She's still a woman.
You're still a woman. Are you disciplined? Are you somebody with integrity? Are you mature? Are you resilient? That doesn't just change because there's a ring on you. What the fuck? You need a diamond to activate your features.
Exactly. And I ain't like a trans.
iOS updates 21.
I am wife bot.
Can you go 20?
You know what I'm saying?
Can you go 20?
You need to unlock the features.
Yeah. Can you go 2080?
Yeah.
I go 20. You go 80.
yeah. There you go. Do all the work. Yeah. Cooking,
They
clean.
love that,
Yo.
man. Can you go 2080?
Cooking,
That's all I'm saying. So
clean this.
so there's no fundamentally, as far as principle is concerned, there's no difference. There shouldn't be any difference between a girlfriend and a wife. Straight up.
There isn't.
Straight up.
And that whole marriage shit is some bullshit too. Cause like, look at the whole family course in the States, all that. Fuck
Do
that.
y'all
shit.
act like husbands when y'all dating?
Yes.
Of course.
No.
Of course.
Yes.
Ain't no question about that.
Look, this is how I divide dating.
Yes.
There's courtship and there's dating. If I'm courting a woman, then the whole standard, the whole paradigm changes because it's like, okay, I see something, I'm gonna try this. If it fails, I gotta take the L, whatever. But I'm gonna try it. If I see that she's the OnlyFans chick, there's absolutely no way I'm acting like her.
Sorry, explain what's the difference between courtship and dating to you?
The courtship is I have long-term investment in this woman. I can make a choice that I'm going to marry her or whatever, you know.
So
I don't agree with state-sanctioned marriage, but yeah.
Okay.
The relationship is on forever. We long-term. We locked in.
Okay.
If it's dating, short-term.
Dating is what?
Short-term, whatever. I'm going to just fuck on you. We talk sometimes. You know.
Interesting, because I think that dating is like the process of like...
That's courtship, though.
Before you
That's
get into a
courtship.
relationship.
No, that's courtship.
That's courtship.
Interesting. That's
I
don't think we don't use words like courtship.
We don't use
That's
that.
That's why we don't really say courtship.
Yeah.
I'm courting you. You know what I'm saying?
My lady, would you like a hat?
In modern language.
Hi, I play football. I'm a quarterback.
I want
In
to
modern language, courtship would be y'all definition of dating.
Okay, so that's why I say dating. Like, and then a relationship is like you're in your
relationship is exclusive.
you're in exactly.
And
There we
you
go.
are working towards something else.
Right,
goal,
which
yeah.
is in most cases is marriage.
Gonna
Right?
merge our house.
In most cases, that would be marriage.
If you-
or maybe something else.
Merge
and then
my
I
thing
think
with
Very
to me,
adjacent.
to me, the talking phase is just that low period of time before you go out on the first date where you're trying to figure out, okay, is there enough
Are
chemistry
you
here?
worth my money?
Is there, like, are you interested enough for me to actually take you out?
steps. Yeah.
So it confuses me when people talk about talking stage now, like saying like some 3 months, 6 months, like 1 year. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? You were talking for 6 months?
If you really love her,
About what?
If you really love her, a talking stage is like 1 week, bro.
I don't know why love is
Even
involved
if
in
you
one
like
week.
it.
Like 1 week, bro. Like, what's
I don't know why we're talking about love 1 week.
Love is
You're like,
understanding.
I
That's
love
all
you,
it
girl, and I'm down. Like, I'm ready to marry you right there. Like, they don't take that
the
long.
talking stage should not be more. Even that 1 week is pushing it, because all you have all you need is like a couple days. You talk.
understand what
she's interesting
How do I
enough. She
proceed?
responds.
Yeah.
She actually likes me. She's actually responding in a reasonable amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay, then let's do it. That's all a talking stage is.
And see, that's the fear, because fear of missing out, fear of making a mistake, because you're gonna, sometimes you might invest into a man or woman and it's not gonna pan out, but you have to be comfortable with that shit. Like, okay, I made the choice.
That's what dating is.
Exactly. That's what the courtship
Yeah,
is.
that's-
I
yeah,
stayed
yeah,
in there. I
yeah.
stayed with it. I gave her my long-term commitment. She just didn't.
It's like
want
the
it.
stock market. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You might
you
get
lose
the return, you
sometimes.
might
It's a
lose some
risk.
shit. You have to be, when you're dating, you have to be open to that.
It's
You know
a
another-
numbers game.
because niggas are afraid of wasting
Exactly.
money. You're broke.
The-
You don't have
the-
money.
the fear
And I'm
part
not
is what
broke
getting
broke
into that.
shaming. We've probably all been
Ice
there at
cream.
some point in our lives. But you know that you cannot afford to put that kind of risk. Don't even
Right.
Don't even do it.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it.
But
It's
the
when you
sex
have
is driving
Take
them.
her on a
it's the
free.
sex, because they feel like,
Yeah,
okay,
take
I
on
spent
ice
money on dinner, so
Right.
she should fuck me. I think you're better off just getting a prostitute.
Exactly.
You have no business as a guy. You have no business being in a relationship.
I'm gonna focus on your fucking
If
money.
you
for
are going to look at everything that you do for a woman. Oh, how much did I put in for the dinner? Like, how much did I pay for her nails? You have no business being in a relationship because there's no point.
Yeah.
That's what dating is. That's what being in a relationship. You're gonna have to spend money, bro. It's not.
You spend one way or the other. You're spending
cheap.
your time. You're spending your money.
So like,
listen, it costs. It costs. It costs. Women are crazy. It costs. It will cost you mentally too at some point. Yeah. So it's just like if you just look at your pockets, your mental pockets, your actual physical financial pockets. Look at all of that and decide for yourself. Like, do I have enough in the bank to look at to take this on? And if you don't, and my advice to men is also, if you're broke, like, just focus on getting your money up, man. Not so that you can pull women, for yourself.
See, another thing,
you know what I'm saying? Like, focus on you, and that's okay. It's okay to be by yourself. Sort your shit out.
Flex on it when you got money.
Another thing too, you have to be comfortable telling the woman when you don't have it.
Yep. And if she don't accept you for that,
look, I know it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. But you have to be, because look,
it's also a filter, to be honest.
Right. Because if you go on and on, and you know you don't have it, but you're doing everything out of your means just to show up for her and doing all this and that, when you eventually become broke, hey man, she's not gonna feel sorry for you, bro. I'm sorry, but she
didn't force you to. She didn't put a gun to your head to spend on her.
Please take me to roof, Chris.
You speak up.
Or you'll die.
You took her to stake 48. Now you don't have enough money to pay for rent because you
clip loaded.
You spent your rent money on a New York strip,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Take me to Vegas or die.
She said,
you know what I'm saying? That's on you.
Like taking
that's on you. That's on you.
She said, I want that filet mignon, baby.
Exactly. Okay. Shit, we getting a TV dinner. Fuck you talking about?
Better respect your fucking self, man. And if you tell a woman that you don't have it, maybe you had it before and now you don't have it, and you tell her, hey, I'm not able to, and she dips, she has every right to do that.
That's your answer right there for you.
But that is your answer right there, and let her be. Don't be one of those niggas that has like all these revenge porn fantasies where it's like she'll find out through social media that you have money. Bro. Like, niggas have that fantasy,
bro.
That the woman the woman that said fuck you when they didn't have money will come back, will find out that they have money and try to come back so that they can reject them and stunt on them. Yeah. Niggas gotta sit down somewhere, man. Go get you some money, man. You ain't got enough work going on. Like,
that is the problem with the men's conversation that she was talking about. That's the problem with the men's conversation. A lot of this shit is incel revenge porn, bro. That's what this shit is. Like,
fuck
bro,
out of here. That's some lame ass nigga.
It's lame, bro. That shit is corny, bro.
Lame as fuck.
Stop that shit, man.
Lame as fuck.
Grow some balls, motherfucker. Like, bro. And then people, it's another thing too. Dudes got to stop making excuses because women like to fuck, all right, bro? Yes, not as much as dudes, but they like to fuck. If you can't put it down,
I think maybe more. I think maybe more than we do. But you know, they just it's the presentation that's different.
The jury is out, but you're right. But that's what I'm saying, bro. And dudes be like, "Oh, well, she should love me. I'm a good man. She should love me for what?" No, if you can't put it down, get in the gym and train, bro.
Not enough.
Yeah, exactly. Be like Rocky.
It's not
dick ups, bro. Like,
if you're fortunate enough, maybe you don't have it like that. You have maybe you're fucking with a woman that is understanding and is patient enough to. But most women are not willing to do that. Which you gotta have it. You got just understand the good, the bad, and the ugly about dating, but don't resent women for it. Exactly. Don't hate them for it.
You hate them now.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be vindictive against them for it. Just understand it and move accordingly. Move accordingly with that knowledge. That's all that is.
PSA for any guy.
Are y'all saying the same thing to the guys?
No, we talking about
this. We're talking to the guys.
We're talking to the dudes.
So y'all are talking to the people who are like, if she's telling you like, I'm single until I'm married. Put a ring on it. This, that, and the other. You can't be mad about that.
Don't be mad. If you're not ready, leave her alone.
Yeah.
Why are you angry? Period. Yeah. What are you angry about? That's what she wants.
The day that she tells you that she's single until she's married. Yeah, just
she don't believe us, bro.
I just want to make sure.
No.
You men just lie.
It should be common sense, but let's just say it here for the niggas, right? If the woman has told you what it is that she's looking for and you can't give her that, be honest with her about that and let her go on her merry way. Let her go and find somebody that's willing to give her that. Right? The problem is a lot of times, again, people are not very honest about what it is that they want. Some people try to use manipulative means to do it. And no. Just honesty all around and we'll all be good. But again, if you're operating from a place of fear and scarcity, that's when niggas start lying. Like they want to give her that. They want to get married. And you know you don't want to get married. You know what I'm saying? She wants to have kids. You know you don't want to have kids. But you play along because you want to keep her there. That's
corny.
super duper fucked up, and it's lame as shit. You niggas need to do better. Niggas like that.
Yeah.
But with that, we wrap up another dope episode of the Regular Show podcast. We'll catch you guys on the other side. All right. Be safe.
Peace.
We out.
Yeah, deuces.
Women, no, go ahead.
Love all women for real, man.
Love women.